remember earlier this year, a Deliveroo driver bit off a part of a customer's thumb during an argument about a food delivery. We reported on it.
Yes, the assault left Stephen Jenkinson with life-changing injuries, and his story raised wider concerns about regulation of the industry.
Now, the Home Office says it's taking new measures to crack down on the food delivery industry, as our correspondent Angus Crawford can explain.
Who's bringing your takeaway tonight? The vast majority are great, but we've found riders who are violent.
Never would I ever use a delivery app ever again in my life.
Uninsured.
She was amazing. I still can't believe that she's not here, you know.
And some just plain frightening.
He has my name, he has my address, he has my phone number. He essentially has every kind of access to me.
Look, a delivery rider is trying to get away from angry locals.
Just leave it where it is.
But why?
To see where it is, so leave it there.
Because she's just attacked a customer, bitten his thumb off.
My arm dropped and my brain said, oh, she's let go. I lifted my arm up and I sprayed her with blood.
That's him, Stephen, with his hand in the air, wrapped in a towel to stop the bleeding.
She'd clean taken it off. It's as if I'd gone through a chainsaw.
He had to take months off work, have reconstructive surgery. Jennifer Rocha pleaded guilty, but she was classed as self-employed, so the delivery company, Deliveroo, wasn't liable. He can't claim any compensation.
What do you think of Deliveroo?
Disgusting. As a business, financially, I'm ruined. I'm unemployed. I am in a massive amount of debt. I don't, at the moment, see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I felt so vulnerable.
Meet Anna. That's not her real name. She doesn't want to be identified. She can't forget one rider who came to her door just weeks ago.
Just as I say goodbye, he kind of leans back in and says, "You're a really beautiful girl, really, really beautiful."
So he's leaning into your home?
Yeah.
Do you think he was trying to come into the house?
1000%.
So he was trying to get into your house?
Yes.
He had all her personal details, but she didn't feel she could report him.
It's so clear that that was like predatory. It was gross. Didn't feel right.
How do you feel about delivery riders, drivers coming to your door now?
I definitely feel less safe. It's been a bit of a rude awakening for me, I think.
Happy birthday! She is with me all the time. She's in my mind, in my heart.
Thank you, Mummy.
Minal was just 5 years old.
Are you happy? I want people to remember she was a lovely girl who has big dreams. She loved to be called a princess, you know. She was kind and full of life.
But outside school, she was knocked down and killed by a driver delivering a takeaway pizza. It turned out he didn't have business insurance. The meal he'd been delivering was ordered on an app called Food Hub.
Food Hub are always delivering taste.
Food Hub doesn't actually employ any drivers. It relies on individual takeaways to organise their own deliveries. But Minal's mum thinks the company could have done more.
I think they have huge responsibility towards their drivers. They've never been in touch. They never cared, I think, because for them, it is just a business.
After we contacted them, Food Hub promised to get in touch with Alia. They told us, "We were deeply saddened to be informed of the tragic death of Minal Salam and offer our sincerest condolences to her family. We advocate responsible and legal operations across the industry and would delist any business where complaints were upheld." Police and the Home Office cracking down on this whole sector. Here, out looking for illegal workers.
At this time, he is currently under arrest.
The problem? Riders can lend their accounts to anyone they want. Now, the 3 big delivery apps have agreed to tighten up identity checks, so they know who those substitute riders really are. Deliveroo says its system is already in operation. Jennifer Rocha had been using a shared account. She's the Deliveroo rider who bit off a customer's thumb. She pleaded guilty to causing grievous bodily harm and will be sentenced tomorrow. Deliveroo told us this was an awful incident. We fully cooperated with the police investigation and ended the account of the rider concerned immediately. But who's this? Just 2 weeks ago, a month after that guilty plea, on her bike in Aldershot. Still working. Here, picking up a takeaway, delivering for Deliveroo. The company says she was using a second account, which has also been cancelled. They told us they take their responsibilities extremely seriously.
Well, let's talk to Stephen now. He saw in the report. Angus Crawford, our correspondent, is also going to talk to us. Morning to you, Angus. Stephen, first of all, with you, I mean, we're all watching that, seeing that Deliveroo driver, who will be sentenced tomorrow, still delivering. You had your thumb bitten off. What did you think watching that?
The audacity that someone has to go and plead guilty to the charges of biting my thumb off and then leave court and go and jump back on a moped and be doing Deliveroo. It's unacceptable that Deliveroo are allowing people to get away with this.
Well, we must say, because as Angus said in his report, Deliveroo has said that the second account, because she was using a second account, that's been cancelled as well. That's been terminated, and it says it's strengthened its processes, recently introduced a new registration process and identity verification technology for substitute riders. But I suppose the fact is that that had to be put in place because it was people were slipping through the net.
Absolutely.
And you had the scenario, you tell me, where this person was still delivering to your street after the court appearance.
So she's delivered to one of my neighbours, even though her bail conditions say that she's not meant to be on my road. So the fact that she's doing that is, you know, and the fact that she doesn't care that she's not meant to be there and will still deliver food it's unbelievable.
And you know that she's delivering to your neighbours because what they have told you.
Because they told me, yeah.
And they were familiar because of the incident itself.
Well, the evening they came out, you know, when this happened, all of my neighbours came out. The community within Aldershot were fantastic. They were brilliant, and everybody stopped her from getting away on her bike. So they know what she looks like. They know who she is. So when she turns up at the door to deliver food, they can't believe that this person is still delivering food, you know, generally, let alone to the road that I live on.
Angus, let's go through some of the details then about what's allowed. Morning to you, it's Naga. About what,
Morning.
What, you know, who can and cannot deliver, and what rules and procedures are being put in place now to prevent something like this happening again.
Well, you see, it's really interesting. This story might seem just like a particularly horrible individual tale, but it goes to the very heart of what we would call the gig economy. So how do these big food delivery apps make money? Well, because they don't actually employ any of their staff. Any of the riders, the drivers, they're all self-employed. Well, that's fine. But as part of that, those who are the main account holders can lend or rent their accounts to anybody they choose. So that is why someone can be completely unknown to the food delivery app and still be delivering. Well, that appears to be changing. So the Home Office has been really unhappy about this, mainly because it led to a lot of illegal working. People who didn't have the right to be in the UK or work were getting these so-called substitute accounts, which, by the way, we did an investigation last year and found that they were freely available for rent or sale on social media. We even found children had been using them. So the Home Office really didn't like that. So they brought in the three big food delivery apps, Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Just Eat, and basically knocked heads together. And earlier this week, actually, they agreed that they would really tighten up the security, vetting and identification checks on those substitute riders. So Deliveroo tells us, we don't know when it came in, but they say that their system, has already come in, possibly within the last week or so. And the two other big apps say that they will be bringing in those verification checks in the near future. So what we'll have to see is whether in the months to come that system of checks really does get to the heart of the substitution problem, and that the apps finally really know all the people who are bringing you your food.
So that's the business side. That's what the business have to focus on. The fact is, you are a man whose thumb was bitten off, and you've had operations to repair that, and it's largely functioning. But it's affected your work, your mental health.
It's affected everything, from a mental health point of view, I would say the mental health recovery was much tougher than the physical recovery. Even though I was sofa and bedbound for 4.5 months. Once I finally stood up and was able to move and start walking around again, it was the overcoming walking out the front door. It was the doing, you know, going into places full of people again, being surrounded by situations that I couldn't be in control of, you know. Those were the things that I was really struggling with. And then everything else that fell apart in my life, you know, losing my, you know, the end of my relationship and, you know, not being able to see my daughter every single day. And this is all a result and a snowball effect because of all of this happening.
I suppose in a way, Stephen, it's a very obvious thing, isn't it? But you do give up a lot of your information to a delivery company. Obviously, your address.
Yeah.
Probably a contact phone number. And you do that on the basis of quite a big degree of trust that we've just become accustomed to, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, there's multiple occasions where delivery riders have got aggressive because they're not being given the code. I didn't order the food on my phone. I didn't take the phone with me. I didn't have the phone. I wasn't able to give her the code. And when I said, look, if you give me the food, I'll go and get you the code, that's when she decided, you know, or her misinterpretation that I was trying to be aggressive and just steal the food from her.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. And Angus, do you want to pick up on that? I mean, it does. We have got used to the idea, haven't we? We give out our information a lot. People come to our houses, you know, to deliver things, and there have to be checks and balances to make sure that is OK and safe.
Well, imagine you give out your phone number, your address, your full name, your bank card details go in there as well, although the riders don't have them. And then you just expect that whoever brings you your takeaway is going to be the person who it says they are on the app. But I suspect plenty of people watching today will have looked at their app and they'll have ordered food on one of these platforms and it will say a name is going to turn up. And then I know of people who said, well, that was a male name on the app. The person who turned up was a woman. So what we've got into in the gig economy is a place where, because of the fact that drivers are self-employed and can lend their accounts, almost anyone could turn up on your doorstep. Now, the three big platforms, as I say, claim that's about to change. They claim that new verification checks are going in. Deliveroo says it's started its checks. And so that idea that they won't know and you won't know who's turning up on your doorstep, that should start to taper away. But we do all have to be slightly more careful about our data and understand what we're getting into when we sign up to some of these apps in the gig economy.
Angus, thank you very much. And Stephen, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.